Welcome back to the Tech and Real Estate Podcast. I'm honored to be joined by Vinney Chopra, an incredibly inspiring real estate investor, entrepreneur, and speaker. From humble beginnings in India to building a multi-million-dollar real estate portfolio, Vinny has an incredible story of resilience, hard work, and positivity. We'll dive into his journey, including how he built wealth through multifamily investments, his latest ventures into assisted living, and his philosophy on living a full life of abundance. Let's get started. Hey, Vinny, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you, Ariel. It's such a pleasure to be with you this morning, and I hope I can bring some great value to your audiences.
Same here. I mean, you bring so much value every single day through all your platforms. But just to get started, can we hear a little bit about your background?
Totally. I'm from India originally. I grew up in six siblings and mom and dad. So eight of us in one bedroom apartment, 382 square feet, small one with a hallway and a living room, all is included, of course, but never had much in life. We didn't have a refrigerator. We didn't have television. We didn't have telephones, of course, nothing, just a bicycle and walking. And I attended elementary school, high school in tents. We used to have tent, not buildings back then. And then when it will rain, I remember we have to go home because the water will come into the tent. I always wanted to do well in my schooling. And my dad was a disciplinarian. So he would hold a school at home after dinner every night. All the siblings had to sit down and study what they learned today and what teacher will teach tomorrow. So we really had ingrained in our mind, we need to be studious and do well and so forth. So I did do that, and then I always wanted to be an engineer in India. Either you become engineer or a doctor. So I wanted to become mechanical engineer, which I did become. I got a full scholarship, 5 year scholarship from the government of India as a merit scholarship. And thank goodness my parents didn't have to pay money at all. Then I came to USA about 47 years back or so. And that was my grandpa was the momentum behind me. So he paid for my tuition, my ticket to come here. And my uncle sponsored me, and rest is history. I went to Washington, D.C., George Washington University, to do my MBA in marketing. While earning money for the schooling, I went to sell books door to door, educational books, encyclopedias, Bible books, book books like that. 13 hours a day I would work for 6 days a week. So 80 hours was the like a medal or a trophy. So I really wanted to have that. So I did that for 3 months in a year during summer and all that. But perseverance, every time I got a rejection, I was building my thick skin, in sales. And that's what happened. I did 3 summers back to back to back. Atlanta, Georgia, Pulaski, Virginia, Aiken, South Carolina, those places. And then I graduated and became fundraising consultant. That's my life. And I stayed with a company raising money for nonprofit and profit organizations and did it for many, many years, became a major stockholder in the company. The private company had two companies. When I left, they had 27 companies within that private brand. So it was a very successful. So I retired multi-millionaire. 2015 is when I retired. But I started side hustle in real estate in 2004 or five. I became a broker in California. We live near San Francisco, and we were buying single family homes all over USA. But at the end of the year, with something goes wrong here or there, our property management didn't do a good job or whatever, we were not making money that much. So we said, how can we scale up? How could we become richer? How can we build, relationship? I mean, wealth, paying for our two children, Neil and Monica. Neil went to Berkeley. He's electrical engineer, computer science. Monica went to UCLA, did political science and then MBA also. So both of us have done MBA. But the key thing was, how can we get out of this rut? And that's when I learned the methods how to buy apartment buildings through a coaching program, paid about 30,000 for me and 20 for several of my team members. And I'm so happy I did it. Oh my gosh. I wouldn't be where I'm sitting today in a beautiful place with lots of investments and everything. So we started with $7. I came in this country and now we at the peak had 103 billion with a B in real estate. We have sold so many. We have done about 40 syndications, we call them, or joint venture syndications. And we have about 300 million left, I think, give or take. And now we are buying hotels and we are buying this, assisted living. So it's always, and I'm 72. I just turned 72. I feel like I'm so young and I want like 27, for example, opposite, right? I really believe God has written life almighty. I respect every religion. Being a Hindu, I was selling Bibles and I had no problem with it. No problem with it because I respect every human being and I respect every religion. Because if we look at it in the core, every religion teaches to lead your life well, honestly, with doing good for everybody and making it a very good thing for everybody that you come in touch with.
Oh, wow, Vinny, what an incredible story of your life journey. And one of the things that I see really stand out is that you had a lot of barriers, right? Throughout, from
La-
coming to the US, from knocking door to door, then moving on into your career. So how did you get yourself in a mind frame to be able to get through each of these challenges?
I'm so glad you asked that question. Oh my gosh. I was not the kind of person I am in the last 20, 30 years at all. I was a very thin guy, lanky, lot of, what's the word? Bashing while going through, schooling and everything in India. Everybody used to call me a pencil because I was so thin. Literally, my name was a pencil or lambu. Lambu is mean like tall and thin. And I remember my grandma would make with desi ghee, which is a good butter, some dishes so that I could gain weight. But anyway, the key thing is, you got to really get your mind right. So while I was doing this sales, book sales, encyclopedia sales, I was given seven books. And they were like, actually, one of them is sitting right here. I was just hearing this. Oh my gosh, sorry. Everybody's seeing my tin, my hair in the back. This one, the greatest salesman in the world, W.J. Schwartz, Magic of Thinking Big, Charlie Tremendous Jones, Life is Tremendous, Dale Carnegie book, How to Win, Influence People and Win Friends, Norman Vincent Peale, Positive Thinking. So there were like seven books they gave us free. And they asked us to read these books. So that's when it's 1975, 76, actually. That's a long time back. I got so absorbed into reading these books and then, practicing, and it changed me. It has changed my thinking. It's changed my believing. It's changed my faith in things, and it's changed in becoming better with interaction with people. I joined Toastmaster also, Dale Carnegie also, speaking because I used to be in front of 1,000 people almost every 2, 3 times a week, actually. That was my whole profession. So, anyway, the big thing is the books, the podcast, the YouTube, all those things. If you let, see, that's the big thing. Lots of us just close our mind And we say, where we are, we're going to stay there. That's the biggest fallacy. And you know what? It's not that hard to take the negatives out of our life. And that's why I wrote that book, Positivity Brings Profitability. That book got inspired by my wife. She 4 years back, she says, I've been married to you we've been married 44 years this year, 2024. So she said, you wrote the book, which was this one, my first book, right? So she says, I love this book. She read it uh, back to back in a flight going 4 hours or something from East Coast to West Coast. But she says, you need to write a book on positivity because there is nobody who is as positive as you or whatever. My friends tell me that too. So I wrote that book. But then the key thing is if you let yourself just to be a shield of the negativism that is out there in the world, if you could just say, today I'm going to work on my not getting negatives in my life, even though stresses are there, strains are there. But look at, take a breath. I kind of teach all those in that book that you look at the real silver lining on a dark cloud. A lot of time it's very hard to do that, but it's a good phrase. It's a very good phrase. And the key thing is if we look back at it, things happen in our life which they are destined to happen, whether they are good or bad or ugly or whatever. I just say if it's too good life, don't get overly excited. And if it's too bad and you're not feeling good and health is bad and everything is bad, accept it, and don't get utterly depressed. So the best thing in life is to keep a balance. It's hard to keep balance, but if you concentrate intentionally to checks and balances, I call it, right? I mean, in the bank, you could go, you have to deposit money to withdraw. Same thing is true in our mind, in our brain. It's so small that we need to put deposits of positive feelings and thinking and our excursions, our events. Then we could withdraw when we are stressed out.
I absolutely love that analogy, Vinny. And incredible, like those books that you did read back in the 70s, those were written in the early 1900s, and the principles are still the same, right?
They are. They don't change. They don't change. I'm just missing a lot of books. Dale Carnegie and oh no, Zig Ziglar, Tony Robbins. I mean, I'm the guy who's following Tony for 40 some years since he started. Jim Rohn. Oh, I got to talk about Jim Rohn. Anybody listening or watching us, please, 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 just Google Jim Rohn. Tony Robbins was 17 years of age who was in his audience, in Jim Rohn's audience. Look where Tony Robbins is. So I feel that all these mentors have paved the way, and that's what it's all about. We should just let them enter in our life and change our thinking, and our circumstances will change only because we change. Many times we look for exterior changes, exterior forces to change us. We blame everybody around us. But who is the CEO of our life, our destiny? That's the person we see in the mirror every morning.
Very true. It's
You
ourselves.
know,
And that mind frame,
ourselves.
it allows you to take on new challenges as well. So you,
Mhm.
the last maybe year or two, given the time period, you've gone into assisted living as well. Could you explain that a bit more?
I would love to. As I turned 65, I'm 72 now. So that's 7 years back. I started looking demographical shifts. And I did a lot of research. I'm a very inquisitive person, personality wise, right? I read a lot. I listen to a lot. I dig deeper and deeper and deeper. And I want to know statistics. I love numbers. I know projections and data, all that. So I started looking at, I said, oh my gosh, 10,000 Baby boomers are turning 65 every night in USA. The number right now, current number is 11,200 every night turning 65, 4,000 turning 85 every night in USA. So the baby boomers are the 176 million, I think, of baby boomers, and they are they control the economy. All the products and everything are geared to that and millennials, right? We got baby boomers, we got millennials, Gen Z is coming and all that. But all this money, trillions of dollars in housing and products and all these and medical equipments and everything is going to flow for the next 40 years into seniors.
Yeah.
So that's when I wrote this book, Senior Living Investing Made Easy, because my partner and I have been building from ground up senior centers, assisted living, independent, assisted, and memory care, about 94 units, give or take, over 7 acres of lot, and brand new one story with swing pool, with spas, with movie theater in there, and also at the game rooms, the professional kitchen, restaurant kitchen in there, and dining halls and meeting rooms and all those putting greens. I forget a lot of things, but the key thing is it's been my life for the last 5 years. Then now I'm getting into how can I make a big difference? We are short 1.4 million beds right now. Oh my gosh, 1.4 million, that's a lot. And the demand is increasing every day. So I just decided, my daughter and I, my wife, we are a boutique company, small, humble people. God has been great. We got 538 investors who have been giving us 100, 200, 500 million, and then we gave them back and returns. So they like us. They've seen our track record and everything. So they give us good money to do syndications, to do funds where we could buy bigger assets or build bigger assets. That's the only difference. If we had to invest our own money, we were multimillionaires when we started this business. But my wife said, no, don't spend a dime from our savings because we don't know if she'll be successful. So I took $1,000 in 2007, I think. That's 14, no, that's 17 years back, 17, 18. Then I started again new company in 2014, December, because I was retiring in June of 2015. So I'm a very long-term thinker. So I started a new one, just us. Before I started with a partner. So we sold those assets, everything. So we started 1,000 before, 1,000 again. And with grace of God, we just accomplished so much. But the key thing is, it doesn't take that much money to start what I did. And other people can duplicate it easily. And that's what my passion is right now. I have my books where they teach everything, and I want to give it for free. I have an online academy where I have lectured 5,000 lectures. I've been on 1,000 podcasts. I have my own podcast show over 1,000 episodes. And every week they're adding more and more. I've got 2 blogs. I've got, all these things because my thinking is, what's the one place in every town or city that has the most intellectual, uh, intensive things in one place? I know a lot of people think libraries, a lot of people think otherwise. It's the cemetery. Somewhere I read it that so many people have great ideas and things and knowledge, but they die. They die, and when they're dead, everything goes with them. So that has really challenged me. Vinny, don't die before you spread everything, so that when I die, we have lots of things that people can learn and implement and be like and surpass me. I really want people to. I've done well in hotels. I've done in assisted livings. I've done in multifamily assets. I've done in startups. I've done in crypto. I mean, you name it. I've got 26 different distribution channels. So that way, and publicizing and all those things. So it keeps me really humble, but at the same token, every morning is a great morning for me, and I just love to be passionate all day long. Otherwise, at 72, 75, 80, I'll be couch and potato and watching TV and looking at negative things and getting into trouble.
Yeah, it's incredible, honestly, Vinny, how much you're willing to share to help other people in their journey. And say if someone they wanted to get into assisted living, but they were a little bit
Hmm.
nervous of going into something pretty big, but they wanted to
Hmm.
manage it themselves. Could you do assisted living in properties that have a lot of bedrooms, perhaps?
Yes, I love what you're saying. My fourth book, by the way, it's almost ready, is on RAL. That's called Residential Assisted Livings, which is a little different than my centers that I've been building. And it takes me 2 years to build one. So RALs is residential assisted living, and that's the best of the best use of any single family home. I love that because you're put together amazing platform to find, and your platform, I was so excited to see it. It gives the investors dream comes true when you look at what's the potential of that single family home, and it shows investors the positive, the cash on cash and other things that I saw. And people can look into it in the areas they may like to do RAL and then buy 6 bedroom, 7 bedroom, 8 bedroom, so or 4 bedroom with a big backyard. Then you can renovate and add more bedrooms to it, like in Arizona. We were in Florida, Virginia, Texas, other places. We live near San Francisco. So my family and I decided let's do it in Arizona, Scottsdale, where it's a mecca of people retiring. So we are building our brand new business there now. And we are buying homes. Like we bought one single family home, 10 bedroom, 9.5 bathroom. It's got sprinkler systems. It's already built for assisted living. So we applied for the license and that should be coming. Then I bought another one. So single family homes are amazing. People can do Airbnbs or mid-time rentals or long-term rentals. You make it from 5, 6 bedroom, maybe let's say $3,000, just for example, depending on the area. But if you do it conversion, and you have to check the laws and everything in that area, how they are, and make sure you get a license and an operator. So the key thing is 1 bedroom, a senior would love to pay $5,000 a month. So 6 bedrooms times five, that's 30,000 per month rent. Of course, the expenses are higher because the caregivings are there. And then, of course, they are cooking, food and all snacks and everything is covered if for the seniors in that 5,000. Average is 5,000 across the nation, 4,500. For Alzheimer and memory care, it's like 7,500. So it's even larger amount. So I'm on a big, big, big uh, momentum. I'm doing seminars. I'm doing webinars this Saturday, day after tomorrow. I'm doing 10 o'clock, a complete webinar free. And I have 136 people, investors. I don't even know them, but they just found me on Eventbrite, which is the platform I use now. And I'll be holding this every month so that I can educate people. And this can really be life changing for them because one single family home done right for assisted senior living can make $10,000 profit per month.
Wow.
That's the average. That's the average.
And
And in my projections, yeah, please go ahead.
that can
Huh?
change lives, having that cash flow.
Totally nice. That's 120,000 a year. And you don't have to be in the business, but you hire like the caregivers and you hire the manager, community manager who has a license and everything. That's what I kind of learned and everything. And I teach for free. That way in my mastermind also, my students are loving me because I'm taking them to where the cash flows are because multifamily has been kind of difficult in the last 3 years with interest rates being high, insurance costs being high, and everything, not able to really refi at a lower interest rates. So that's where the residential assisted living is amazing because even at 10% interest rate, my homes will be cash flowing. 10%. Remember when it goes to 5%, now it's more money on the bottom line.
Yeah.
So it's a unique opportunity, and you can play the biggest role, Ariel, because your website, and maybe we could even tweak and see put some filters where you could do a button there. Hey, look for these RALs that may be what they want. Yeah.
Of course. And yeah, I think this is excellent how you not only have done, say multifamily syndications, but you're always evolving to understand like what works today in today's
Yeah.
market. It's a really great job, Vinny. And I do have a question for you. Say
Please.
if you were starting all over, it's 2024, you just came out of college, you're in your sales job for maybe the last 5 years, and you have $5,000 to get started in real estate. What would you recommend for the first, 30 to 90 days of what the next step would be?
I would say, if you have only 5,000, that's okay. The key thing is, please, there's so much plethora of information with this new age, digital age. You could really learn so much by Googling, through Chat GPT, how to start RAL. I'm just thinking RAL because it could be single family home. I have always promoted people to buy duplex, never buy single family rental. We used to have them. We sold them all. And the duplex or triplex or fourplex. It's called house hacking, where you are living in one portion, but you could qualify for a loan for single family even though it's 4 units. It's called residential. It's the 5 unit plus it's commercial. So I would say, finding or trying to see how you could gather some more money with family, friends, your family, your parents, and people have a lot of money in their retirement funds. It's mind blowing. $40 trillion. I saw some number and most of that money is in the Wall Street and everything, but they could self-direct it. It's called self-directing the retirement plan so that you could take that money in the checkbook control, it's called, and a lot of different things. There are custodians. It's hard to kind of explain everything, but I can explain. The thing is, if you could find a way somehow to start a business with 5,000 or wherever, or pool the money together. If you could make from 5 to 50,000, now you have more clout. Now you can have a joint partner with you as you're learning the business. You can then start underwriting, I call it, because nobody will give you money unless the deal is good. So you got to underwrite. We call it underwrite, like looking at profit and loss statement, looking at rent rolls like that. And if anybody wants, totally free, my underwriting tools or all these things. Of course, I explain everything in this book also, which is on Amazon, on audio, video, and all that. But even if you can't afford it, I'll send you my link to vinnychopra.com/. free benefits. VinneyChopra.com/free benefits. You'll get everything for free. All three books, audio, digital copies. So answering your question, right straightforward, please do some side hustle along with what you're doing with your W-2 job, like I did for 40 some years. The key thing is to do something in real estate. Because real estate, 90, somebody told me most of the millionaires, 80% or more, have real estate or they became very strongly because they built their own business. See, when we are working for somebody, we earn 11 times our pay. So we get paid one, but the company keeps the 10 times our income as their profit and R&D and all that. So if you're working your own job, you are the CEO. Now 11 times that efforts you're giving, you're getting the benefit of it. So metaphorically, that is what I always have thought. It's good to have a side hustle rather than getting into different wastage of time and energy and everything. Talking about time, I would love to share this one. I just thought about it. Hourglass, I keep it in my desk right there. So essentially, everybody's got limited time. Everybody's got limited time up there. And then this sand is going through this little nozzle. I call this as the present time, and this is the past time. So this is the future, this is present, and this is past. So no matter where we are, everybody wakes up in any part of the world. And some are actually in certain places, like we are planning to go to Norway. I mean, it's 6 months of day and 6 months of night. I said, what? I know we went to Dublin, Ireland. We saw that 1 o'clock, the sun was shining. But the thing is, we got to make the future, but don't worry about this future. Just worry about this thing right there, present. So we should be always looking at, am I doing the right activity, which is going to bring the right results today or this week or this month or this quarter? So I'm a very big goal writing person. I'm a guy who came from affirmations and believing in the law of average and abundance and everything, manifestation, all those things. But that only, is getting in your mind and you're sending signals out if you believe in them. So these are universal laws. Some people believe in them, some don't. Those who start believing in them, their life changes. Like,
Incredible, incredible, incredible pieces of advice, Vinny. And
ah,
for those that want to learn more from you, look at the resources that you've put out, how would they do so?
okay, it's VinneyChopra.com. Just go to my website. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube channel, huge YouTube channel, VinneyChopra.com. I've got everything for free over there. And we post reels and videos and courses, all those things. And then in Amazon, also people can, and follow. I do 2 live shows every week, which is Abundance Mindset with Vinney Chopra and Walter Amarello on Thursday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific time. And then I do another show with Vinny and Bo show on Fridays every week, which is our Vinny and Bo show about taking your business to the next level. So one is a mindset show on Thursday every week. And the other one is to take yourself to the next level with delegations and AI power and lots of great topics we discuss.
Absolutely incredible. And we'll be following your journey as you continue, Vinny. Thank you again so much.
Oh, thank you, Ariel. You're amazing and keep up the great work. And, I'm so proud to really meet you. And what you're putting together is amazing because with the shifts coming up in the market now, we got 50 basis points lowered, as we all know. And with the election year, it's going to be even further downward, and 2025 is going to be spectacular year, but only for those who want to make it spectacular. See, some will be watching, some will be in the field doing it. So I would love everybody to be a doer and learn and get and be ready and start talking to brokers and start looking at certain places where you want to buy your next real estate rental and all those things. So action is the main thing.
Yes, start taking action today. Thanks, Vinny.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And we'll talk again. Thank you, Ariel.